Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a Thomas Collection wooden wall reproduction. This is the limited edition, and this is Dante's telephone from PA. And he's got a note here that says, like we discussed over the phone, buttons do not respond when pushed. So basically, I have this apart. So what we're going to do is the initial check on this telephone. And I'm going to go ahead and set the video down. And I have this apart, like I said, so I'm going to be real careful about how I pull it down. But what I want to show you first of all is I want to go ahead and plug it in, and it's going to be off hook when I do that. And I'm not getting that we're going to give you some dial tone. I'm not getting that we don't get our key tones, but I have no doubt that he had lost his key tones at one time. And what happens in electronics a lot of times with circuitry is when there's a voltage on them, what happens, and I'm going to go ahead and plug this back in a second, what happens is you can lose everything or lose your functions, and then if it's unplugged for a long time, then you may regain your functions again, but they never seem to work proper, or it'll just go back into that same state where, when voltage is applied for a while, it'll just get back into the same state where it doesn't have any function any longer. And sure enough, the keytones do not function properly. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in. I'm going to give you some dial tone. And this is the initial checkout. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start trying to access some of the numbers. And what you're going to see as I push these and test them is you're going to see a key bounce. And the more I do it, the worse it'll probably get. Some numbers hit 2, 3, 4 times. Now the star and the pound don't work at all. 3 just hit twice. So did the 4. I'm going to hit 5 again. The 0 does not work. Three just hit a couple times. Now we'll unplug it, and I'll try that again, because earlier what had happened when I kind of checked it out a little bit, see, 5 just hit about 3 or 4 times there. Seven just did it. 5 just did it again. So basically what it comes down to is we have a key bounce. And circuitry, mostly IC chips, have a design with them, inside of them, that is a circuit that prevents what's called key bounce. So in other words, the circuit recognizes that it has been activated, and it only lets it activate once. And when you lose that circuitry, or there's a damage to that circuitry, what can happen is you will get the key bounce. And I'm holding them down because earlier I was getting a lot of it. Now I'm not getting as much of it now, but it will go back into that. Every time you change the state, and I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in, you may get something different. And I'll unplug it again. So anyway, basically this is the initial checkout, and I'm going to go ahead and unplug the unit. And what I want to do is I want to try to move it down and give you a look at the inside. So I'll try to fix the video here. I want to give you a look at the circuit board here, and this is what we need to troubleshoot. So we'll be working on this board and troubleshooting it. This is the back of the board, of course, and then I'm going to try to flip it around here and give you a view of what it actually looks like. And so we'll have to troubleshoot this board and kind of go through it and see what we can find in our troubleshooting process. But the board has a key bounce issue, and so we have some bad components, and we're going to have to go through everything. So what we're going to do is take a short break here, and I'm going to start the troubleshooting process, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we've went ahead and troubleshooted this telephone and went through everything, and we've replaced a few components. And so what we have here is the tone generator IC we went ahead and replaced. Another component that we replaced was the crystal that clocks the IC. And we noticed that when we were troubleshooting it, moving it around, the crystal was actually kind of cracked here on the leg. So I wanted to make sure that we replaced that. And it probably would have broke off at some period, so it's kind of a preventive maintenance type thing. So we replaced the crystal also. So we're going to move those parts aside. I still have the telephone apart. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and plug the line in. I'm going to give you some dial tone. And if you watch the analyzer, I'm going to go ahead and reach around and try to dial some numbers. And I'm going to hit star and pound. That was pound, that was star, and then I'm going to hit a 2. And we're going to walk through them one more time. And I'm going to end with a 2. So in the earlier part of the initial checkout piece of the video, we showed that with the old tone generator IC, what was happening is we'd get key bounce, and pound and star, or star and pound, were not working at all, period. And so now that we've replaced everything, you know, the tone generator IC and the crystal, now we have everything back. So what I'm going to do is take a short break from the video and go ahead and put the telephone back together again, and we're going to do all of our final checks. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're finished putting the telephone back together again, and so we're going to get ready to do some final checks. I want to go ahead and ring the telephone. We'll let that go a couple times. I'll let it go one more time. Give you some dial tone. And so now what we want to do is I want to go ahead and dial our numbers. So if you watch the analyzer here, you'll watch the numbers go by. Pound, star, and I'm going to end in a 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to hit redial, which is in the center. And it'll end in a 2. So now that we know that the telephone has been repaired, we're going to go ahead and move the telephone over to a regular line. Give you some dial tone. We'll call a time and temp number.
Good afternoon. 2 Ford stores, one great company, Offenburg Ford. A short drive to great value. Today is Wednesday, June 13th. The time is 2:10. Current temperature 92 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast.
Mostly sunny today with highs in the 80s. Mostly clear this evening, lows in the 50s. Mostly sunny on Thursday, highs in the 80s.
Okay, so now what we can do is I'll call my number and it'll be busy. Give you some dial tone. And we'll call one other number. Give you some dial tone. We don't need nothing from there right now.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay, so we know the telephone is fully functional and it's been repaired. Another thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and go back over to the analyzer, and since the numbers dialing out give you some dial tone, we'll walk through them one more time. Pound, star, end in a 2. And now what I want to do is I want to transmit into the handset. And if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, that red light is an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know that the telephone has been repaired, and it has everything, and it has transmit and receive, and it's dialing out. It just needed to be troubleshooted, gone through, tested, the bad parts found, and replaced. And now the telephone, can be used again, and Dante can enjoy this telephone and get it back to where he had it installed. And so these are really cool telephones. These Thomas wooden wall telephones, the limited editions, and they made some other models, are very good telephones. And they're pretty sought after because people like them. They're decoration type pieces. And they're a well-made remake, so they still have some quality to them. We put tape over the bells because when we're working on them, we don't want to scratch the bells up, so that's why I have tape on there. So anyway, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com. And you can also reach us at 618-235-6955. 6959. This is Dante's Wooden Wall Telephone from PA. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.